this one. Okay, we're going to do a Sunday sermon today on verse 66 of the Tao Te Ching. I have Ursula LeGuin's rendition of the Tao Te Ching. And I love it because it really honors the feminine way of the Tao Te Ching. So this is verse 66. Ursula has it titled Low Down. Lakes and rivers are lords of the 100 valleys. Why? Because they'll go lower. So they're the lords of the 100 valleys. Just so a wise soul, wanting to be above other people, talks to them from below, and to guide them, follows them. And so the wise soul predominates without dominating, and leads without misleading. And people don't get tired of enjoying and praising one who, not competing, has in all the world no competitor. Okay, I love that last bit, and there's definitely going to be a future Sunday sermon about not competing, but today's Sunday sermon is going to be about active following. So a wise soul wanting to be above other people talks to them from below, and to guide them follows them. I particularly love this because this is how I work in my coaching. When I'm working with people, I'm following them where they're going. And that is how I'm guiding them, is through just following them, and then following them guides them to follow themselves. So active following is one of the more powerful states of being in the world. It's a state of 100% responsibility, but it's also very devotional. And it's devoted not just to the leader or whatever leader there might be, but it's devoted to the authority. Much of what I understand about leading and following, I know from my career as a dancer doing partner dance. It's not a career by any means, but I did teach a little bit, but I actually never wanted to learn to lead. So I was never going to get super far as a dancer without learning to lead. But I only really love to follow, and I've gotten a lot of information about the dynamics between leading and following through my lens as a partner dancer. Active following is a state, and so I'm going to keep using the dance metaphor because the authority is the music and the floor, and then the leader is as much obeying the music and the floor as the follower is. And so the leader has to harmonize with the music, the floor, and the follower and create a dance from there. Because the leader has to harmonize with the follower has an incredible amount of say over the dance and how the dance goes. How the follow follows, especially in West Coast swing. There are other dances that are much more like the follows just following the lead, but especially in West Coast swing, which is the dance that I did, the follower has at least 50% control of the dance. Some would say more, and it depends on the follower too. But the leader dictates momentum and direction, but the music dictates the timing, and the floor dictates the space, and the follower dictates how she's going to fill that space or how they are going to fill the space. And so where the follower ends up changes where the leader can lead that follow from there. And this is the thing where active following is certainly not passive. It requires you to have a frame, right, for dance, but also in your life, like your frame, it requires you to have a relationship to the authority. It requires you to have a relationship to the floor and to the music. That's the two pieces of authority. But following in your life means choosing the value system that you're dedicated to. And then any leader that wishes to lead you, whether that's your country, whether that's your teacher, whether that's your coach, whether that's your therapist, that leader, any leader that you might choose to follow, needs to be in harmony with your value system. And this is why, as a coach who really helps people integrate what their value systems are, I only follow and I try not to lead, because I'm following my clients to figure out what their value systems are so that then they can pick a leader who harmonizes with that value system. But initially, what I'm doing is I'm following them and following their value system to learn it and to understand how to harmonize with it. This is also following is a really exquisite receiving of direction and momentum, and receiving the mandate of the authority, the music and the floor, which could be broadened out to your larger life. But there's an element of surrender to that that's really beautiful. And it's just a highly responsible and responsive state to be in, to receive and respond to what you're receiving. And there's so much influence that you have as a follower. As an advocate for the feminine, one of the things that hurts to see, well, I guess it's just how it is the masculine is described and the feminine is often implied. So we have all of this talk about leadership, and I went to so many leadership trainings as a kid, and especially like women leaders, we want leaders, but we're not really teaching good and active and integral following. We kind of have this grossness associated with following, as if you're being subjugated, or as if it's like a passive state to be in, when really exalted followership is shaping as much as leadership is shaping. And this is where we have an opportunity to be accountable as a country, as a populace, as a student body, as whatever you are, whatever group you're in. The way that you follow the leadership available to you is shaping the leadership and shaping the experience of leading and following. And so my mission in a lot of what I'm doing is teaching people to be active, responsible, responsive, receiving followers, influential followers who are shaping their own experience and shaping the experience of the larger whole. Because a wise soul who wants to be above other people talks to them from below, and to guide them follows them. There's just so much opportunity to influence, because the lakes and the rivers are lords of the 100 valleys, because they will go lower. So they're lords of the 100 valleys. They're feeding the 100 valleys. They're shaping the 100 valleys by following the lowest places. So that's my Sunday sermon today. Feels like it was probably really wandering, but I've had a really magical day, and I wanted to share a little of that magic with you guys. All right, love you. Bye.